In today's episode, we're talking about having faith, or the right way to have faith in order to create your wealth. What do I mean? Let's find out. Welcome, welcome. This is Gull Khan, your money mindset expert. And today we're talking about having faith once again. And today in particular, I wanted to talk a certain type of faith, a faith at a time period when you're manifesting a particular income or a house or a business or a partner or whatever have you. So it can work across all spheres in terms of manifestations, but let's focus on money in terms of the kind of income you want. And I heard this from I wish I could remember the pastor's name, but it really touched my heart when I heard his sermon. It really spoke to me, and how we just generally talk about faith. We don't really talk about faith at certain times of periods when we are manifesting something, and it's easy to have faith at the beginning. I mean, let me start this again and let me tell you what I mean by this and the way he described it to me. And I'm going to try to do justice to what he said to me and I relay it to you. He said, and quite rightly so, he said, it's easy to have faith when you are starting a project, when you are starting this manifestation. So, for example, when you realize and you get familiar with this law of attraction, knowledge, and you realize you can manifest your business, you can manifest your partner, you can manifest your money, the kind of money you want. It's easy to have faith at the beginning when you're really getting started with a particular manifestation. That's when you can see it, you can feel it, you can taste it, you can understand it, and you really believe that's going to happen for you. So you are this idea is born within you, and that's when you have max amount of faith, because otherwise you won't believe. If you don't believe something can happen for you, why would you even start the manifestation journey, right? So at the beginning, it's very easy to have faith. Now, conversely, it's equally easy to have faith at the end when you can see it happening, when you see your manifestation coming to light, when you can see all the pieces falling together and you can literally see the finish line. So it's easy to have faith at the beginning and at the end of your manifestation. When your manifestation is about to happen, the goal you desire, you really want is about to happen, you really have faith in. Then you can have faith in, and you can even say, you can show your gratitude, and you can just say all your positive things at that time. So what does that mean then? So when is it difficult to hold on to faith? The middle, right? So in the middle is when your initial enthusiasm or motivation for starting this manifestation journey. For example, let's use your business this business that you're building. You start your business and you have all this enthusiasm and positivity, and you're motivated and all of the so forth. So you really have faith that God will help you to create this amazing business of yours, whatever business is. Let's just use an example, your online business, right? You really believe that your online consulting business can really take off, and you can take it to 10,000 then 100,000 a month, and you can have a 7-figure business within the next 3 years. Now, when you have all the strategy in place, and you know how to do the AdWords, and you know how to do you've got a copywriter, or you've done a copywriting course, so you know how to do the copy for it, you know how to post on social media, you've done all the strategy, so you are so enthusiastic about it, you are so sure this is going to happen, you get going, right? You go ahead speed in it. And what happens is, in the middle is when the growth actually happens. That's when things go topsy-turvy. What you expected to happen didn't happen. The ads didn't work, or your Facebook ad account got banned, or something like that, like it happened to me a couple of times. For without no fault of yours, or the person you hired for copywriting sort of quit. Something else happened. A family member passed away, or something. A whole heap of different situations can arise in the middle where you're not only trying to build this business, but you're also dealing with all this external family issues or health issues or relationship issues, and everything goes topsy-turvy, and your business is not taking off the way you want it to, and you have this dream of having this 7-figure business or even 8-figure business, yet you are struggling because now that initial enthusiasm has laid off and the reality has struck, you realize it's not as easy to put some ads together and put things together and make a business online. It takes a lot of understanding and strategy and so forth. And even though you feel like you had the strategy, it's not working for you, or you've followed this guru and that didn't work for you, whatever. I'm just giving you different scenarios. In the middle is when everything goes pear-shaped and you think, oh my God, what did I even do? This isn't even possible for me. Now, I know things can go really, really topsy-turvy, and I'm speaking from experience. I'm not talking in air, by the way. I am talking from experience. The reason why this sermon, this particular this particular talk by this pastor really struck me in my heart was, I could put this in every context, everything I've ever manifested, which meant something to me, which could be from a business to a house to anything. I mean, absolutely everything. Doesn't matter what I was trying to create. This situation can hold true. At the beginning, when I started that project, the house, the business, whatever, the health as well. In the beginning, I had all the enthusiasm and I had all the faith. And in the end, when I could see it happening, I had the faith. Is in the middle when maximum faith is required. And this is what is a true meaning of having faith in divine source energy, because things will not go in the way you wanted. Things will not work out. You will have setbacks. You're going to have failures. You're going to have a lot of emotional turmoil on the way to creating your manifestation. You have to learn and grow as a person to control your emotions, to still have faith, notwithstanding what shows up in the physical world. Still have faith. It doesn't matter how many setbacks you have, to still have faith in divine source energy that whatever you're manifesting is going to happen, even though in the face of it you can't see it. And he gave a couple of religious examples, and because we have similar examples in Islam, I'm going to use the same examples. One of the examples is, for example, that the Joseph, Joseph was shown the fact that he would be, when as a teenager, that he had this vision which he shared with his father, that he was going to be the ruler of Egypt. And that vision was given to him when he was 14 years old. But how did he get to that, right? How did he get to being the ruler of Egypt? He was, his brothers overheard, he was sold into slavery, he was thrown, the brothers went and threw him in a well. Some passers-by picked him out of the well, saved him from the well, then sold him into slavery, then he was in slavery. And then he went ahead and he was working for a merchant for a long time, and then his wife actually tried to seduce him, failing that. And when he actually said no, he was put behind bars, and he was actually thrown in jail for, even though he was innocent, for a number of years. So in the face of it, nowhere could he see him becoming the ruler of Egypt. But Joseph, he kept hold on to the faith that even though this thing has been promised to him, it's not coming by, it's all part of the process. He trusted the process. He knew that God would never let him go. He knew the universe had his back. He knew that things were going to work out eventually. And so this manifestation would come to light. And lo and behold, it did. Eventually, the ruler had a dream which no one could interpret. So they realized that there's someone there's a man called Joseph in the cellars, in the jail, who could interpret dreams, and he was brought forward. And when he gave the interpretation of the dream to the ruler at the time, he was made prime minister. So that day, Joseph woke up as a prisoner as a prisoner of Egypt, and he went to bed as a minister of Egypt. You never know when things are going to turn around. You really don't. Divine source energy can turn things around in a moment. You really don't. But it's easier to hold. So when he became the minister of Egypt, he could see why one day he'd become the ruler of Egypt, and that's what happened. So it's easier to have faith when right at the end, or faith at the beginning, but it's the middle where it's a problem. And this, what I found when I was looking back at my life and I was looking at people around me, I found this is a point which people miss. It's actually the middle point, which is so, so important. This is when we really need to truly hold on to faith that this is happening and this is going to happen. We have to trust the process, is when most people fall down, and their manifestations don't come to light. They don't come to fruition. And there's more to that. It's not just the fact that this middle part of, during the middle part of your manifestation, you need to hold on to faith. not only is it important to test your faith, it's actually the point of growth. In order for you to achieve anything, in order for you to have whatever you want, you need to have an element of growth. You need to be deserving of it. You need to be not just deserving of it, I suppose that's the wrong word, you are deserving of it already, but in order for you to grow into that person who can handle whatever that situation is, or the business or the partner or whatever it is, you need to go through an element of growth. Let me use another example, a partner. So you may be manifesting your ideal partner, and you find that you ended up you've had a long period of time. In the beginning, when you decide, I'm going to manifest this ideal partner of mine, he or she is out there. I know they if I work on myself and I be a good person, they could come my way. And then you went through dating, and you dated a number of people, and you got disheartened, like, my God, is that my person even out there? Blah 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 and so forth. Would he or she ever come to me, etc. And obviously, in the end, when you meet someone and your heart bells go off, you realize, okay, yeah, this could be it, and so forth, right? Now, it's easier to have faith when you first start out thinking about your partner, and in the end, when you've met this person who could potentially be your partner, who end up being your life partner, it's the middle part which is important, because that's when you're growing, that's when you're developing as a person. So it may be that when you start off, the kind of person you want, you're not ready for that kind of person, because you're not that kind of person. In order for you to have someone that's in your mind, you have to be an equal match for it. And if you're not equal match for it, the middle part is when you grow into that person who is a match for the new partner. Yeah. Similar example in a business. It may be in a business, you want to have a 7-figure, 8-figure business, but at the moment you're incapable of handling even a 6-figure business. So in order for you to get to the 6 figures and 7 figures and 8 figures and beyond, you have to have a growth as a person, growth as a business leader, growth as an individual, growth as an entrepreneur. And this middle part is what takes care of that growth in order for you to create that 7, 8, or even or 9-figure business. This is why the growth, the middle period is there, and it's long or short depending on how much preparation is required. So not only is the middle part necessary for you to show your faith, for you to show that you are sincere and devoted to this manifestation, it's also essential, because this will help you grow into the person who's going to deserve that partner, who's going to not, I think deserve is the wrong word, who's going to be in alignment with that partner, who's going to be in alignment with that business, who's going to be in alignment with that house, who's going to be in alignment with whatever manifestation process you're going through, right? Use athletes, for example. So an athlete has an idea that, they have their vision that I'm going to become number one or whatever in javelin or running or swimming or whatever sport they pick. Then they develop this idea that I'm going to get there. They don't get there overnight, so they have to put years of hard work in, but need to hold on to the faith, this idea that I can do it, I can be number one, I can be the best of this, I can do my best, I will be my best. And they need to hold on to that vision, and the more they can hold on to it, the faster they will grow, and the faster they will get to the other end when they can create that manifestation. See my point? So it doesn't matter what you are manifesting, you need to have faith in the middle. Faith when nothing shows that, nothing outside of you indicates, that you should have faith. Nothing outside of you proves or even slightly gives you a hint that you should have faith. It's the times when you would have the greatest doubt, is the times when you need to have the greatest faith. Let me repeat that. The times when you have the greatest or should have the greatest doubts is the time when you need to have the greatest faith, because that is the time which is determining between you, who's going to create your manifestations, and those people who are just wishful thinking and never get to their final destinations. Okay. So in order for you to create a life of your dreams, you are going to go through this period when there is the initial enthusiasm is gone, the initial motivation is gone, the end is nowhere in sight, you cannot see what's going on, you can't see if this is even going to happen for you or how long it's going to take. In the middle is when you need to hold on to faith with both hands and do so diligently. You need to have faith in yourself that you can do this. You need to have faith in divine sense energy that you are guided to the right place, and you need to have trust and faith in the process. Yes, you may go up and down. You may find that when you start a 6-figure, you're working towards a 6-figure business, it may go belly up and it doesn't work, and you end up being on square one, and you end up being 100,000 in debt, and then you pick yourself up and try again. And this time and try a different strategy. Maybe you tried organic strategy. This time you try ad strategy, or maybe you tried ad strategy. Maybe you tried a different platform, or maybe you tried a different business altogether. Either way, You have to have faith, and you will have setbacks. Let me repeat this again. When you create something of meaning that really is valuable, you're going to have setbacks. You're going to have moments where doubt will creep in. It's at those moments you need to hold on to faith. Faith in middle is what determines whether you will create that manifestation or will it be wishful thinking and you never arrive. Right? So this is my today's message for you. You need to be very clear about what it is that you desire. And once you set your mind on what it is that you want, then you need to hold on to faith that it will happen. You have to figure out on the way, you'll get inspired action, do this, talk to this person, go to that country, do that meeting, whatever have you. You will be given inspirations during this journey, but you have to believe that it's happening. Even externally, nothing shows like it is. You have to trust the process and you need to hold on to faith with both hands. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. As much as I enjoyed delivering it, I will be back next week with another episode on building faith and building prosperity. Until the next time, this is Gull Khan signing off. Take care and bye for now.